up here. And I think when I look for inspiration at different artists, I tend to look for people that are within like a subculture or within this kind of environment where they have like an inside perspective looking out, or just like a really personal documentation. I started photographing what was around me, so it just kind of made sense. And then from that, I guess I realised people were interested in it because it wasn't something that they'd grown up around, and I did have like a really personal insight into it. So I guess I just got inspired by other people's reactions and then continued to work with this as my like realm. Just kind of using Instagram, I find it really stifling. And I do try and just collect bodies of work, and then I'm really trying to just make books when I'm ready. Just even if I don't publish them, I'll just make a little book for myself rather than just constantly putting stuff out there. So I think it just feels more satisfying and like more complete. And I think it's just a really beautiful way of combining your work. And I used to like volunteer a lot with Glasgow Zine Library when I was up in Glasgow, and just really DIY press, and I think that is a huge influence still.
Yeah.
Like I think that's definitely my favourite medium to show what you've been up to. Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm moving away from photography quite a lot, and I do more like projects, I guess. Been like community meals or things that are a bit more abstract than photography. So when I think about like having an art school education and then growing up on a farm, like that kind of works, that goes together perfectly in the form of this kind of conceptual dining experience. Like those two things just kind of meet hand in hand. And I think starting there, like, I kind of had like a lot of freedom, and like they had a lot of confidence in me to just be able to go and play with that idea. And I think it also just gives me a platform and like connection to loads of people in the Manchester food scene that are also interested in taking part in these projects. So yeah, it's definitely like added to it and made it probably on a bigger platform than it would have been if I'd not had them involved. Yeah.
Would you say that family is a big role in
Yeah.
your practice?
Family's definitely a big role in my practice. Yeah, I think I'm always a very family person, and obviously like the idea of the hill farm is it goes back in generations, and it's obviously like my grandma and granddad's farm that they passed on to my mum, who's passing it on to my sister, and it's a real like hub of the family. Yeah, I think sustainability seems to be like, it is obviously like a buzzword at the moment, and I guess I just kind of, it falls into that bracket, but maybe just accidentally, because it's just the stuff that's around. Like it's the byproducts that are around. Like I've got a hive of bees, and so we've got wax from it, and like my mum's got sheep, so she's got wool. It just kind of works hand in hand. But also I do have like, I don't like making more shit in the world. So I think is that as well, just trying to like minimise or use what you've already got to create something is a good way to go. Yeah.
Good. Sorry, that was really distracting.
No, I don't know where that wind comes from. It's just like...
On the makeup, yeah. Don't tell me you can climb.